Bible teaches us about covenant relationship. It's an exchange of persons. It's an exchange of heart and heart, as opposed to a contract, which is an exchange of obligations. A covenant relationship begins with an oath between two people and is sustained by the power of that oath. There's a Hebrew word that we find in Deuteronomy chapter 32. That word for oath is, I raise my hand. It is like when we raise our hands during worship time. For it's a swearing an oath. As we lift up God's name, we invoke God's name in that oath.
Brooklyn Grace. I never was one for marriage, and I never thought someone could love me like you have. I would pray and pray for God to see me through any situation I was going through, and at times it felt like those prayers just got lost in the clouds. I never imagined that someone would accept me exactly how I am and truly love me more for that. You were the strength I didn't know I needed and the joy I didn't know I lacked. I promise to love you for who you are and who you are yet to become. I promise to nurture your dreams and to help you reach them as if they were my own. I promise to share my whole heart with you and to remember to show you how deeply I care for you, no matter the challenges that may come our way. Through all of the uncertainties and trials of the present and future we will face, I promise to be faithful to you and to love you through it all. I promise to guide you and protect you as Christ does for us. I promise to love you loyally and fiercely as long as I shall live.
Corbin, from the first time I met you, I knew you were special, but I had no clue how special you would become to me. For as long as I've understood what love was, I prayed for you. And tonight, we all get to rejoice in that answered prayer. A few months ago, you read me something from your devotional that said, wedding vows are not a declaration of present love, but a mutually binding agreement of future love. I promise you just that. I promise to continue being your best friend every day and to talk to you about everything, to continue to laugh with you and find joy in the little things. I promise to encourage you in the hard times and rejoice with you in the good times. I promise to love you unconditionally, even when we don't agree on things, like how to pronounce simple words, but I promise I will continue to point it out every time. I love you with all my heart, and through the good and the bad, every day, I choose you.
And all of a sudden, we witness how the salvation of Noah's home was evident, safe from the waters and the destruction of that time. You see, sometimes what we miss about covenant relationship is that it does take sacrifice. It does take some doing, some forgiving, some stick-to-itiveness, and having that passion to continue to go forward, because this is an exchange of heart and heart here today. May the Lord bless you. Who gives this woman to this man? And so today, I ask you, Corbin, do you take Brooklyn to be your wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness or in health, to love and to cherish till death do you part?
I do.
Brooklyn, I ask you, do you take Corbin to be your wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness or in health, to love and to cherish till death?
I do.
And now, having pledged your love and loyalty to each other, I do, by the power vested in me as a minister of the gospel and in conformity of the law, pronounce you husband and wife. Corbin, this is what you've been waiting for. You may kiss your bride.
So this is my first time being a best man. So I figured, I was like, all right, how do I do this? So I went to Google, right? Google says, generally speaking, men think of the best man speech as a funny speech to give because we're very uncomfortable sharing how we actually feel. my last piece of advice or wisdom, whatever. Pursue Christ through everything. It's not always going to be easy, but it's going to be so worth it. Lean on him in the good and the bad. Do everything together, and don't forget that this is just such a gift.